What is poppin', Power Up fam? What's good? How's everybody doing? What's good? What's good? What's up, chat? Miss Weeks, Anomaly. I just got your text, by the way. Maddie, what's up? How are you? Welcome, welcome, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Friday to everybody in the chat. Thank you guys for coming through. We're about to get this thing started, man. We're not going to waste any time. This is the return of the Power Hour sessions, man. The Power Hour segment is going down. The live discussions starts tonight, man. Starts tonight. I'm super excited about the Power Hour live discussions being back. It literally is a giant part in what I believe the Power Up channel was always meant to be, and just how we have gone about literally doing what y'all have heard me say before: impact over impress, man. That's a big part of how we do that here on this channel, man. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Justin, aka Power Up. This channel exists to see people powered up so they can go out into the world and make a difference. This community is small, it's still growing, but it's thriving, and there's a lot of really great stuff that is happening on and off the streams, because it's so much more than streaming, man. It really is. There's a lot going on. I just got out of a meeting earlier today with the wonderful Miss Weekly. She was with me, and we went and had a lunch meeting with some really cool people, man. A discussion that was had today with a local organization. We're not going to talk about it completely just yet, but we will get into it very soon. And I'm just really pumped about it, man. A lot of really cool stuff is taking place, and how we are impacting more than just the streaming environment that we are placed in. It literally is about the community locally and how we impact at home first, for me specifically, and what that looks like. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight, is the mission at hand. What does powering people up look like, and what does that mean to see people go out and make a difference, right? That is what y'all hear me say all the time in my streams and my YouTube content. Any of the stuff that is the slogan, that is literally the mission statement of this channel and just of my heart, man, is to do just that. I want to see people powered up so they can go out into the world and make a difference. And so tonight, I'm hopefully going to be able to bring a lot of that straight home to you guys and make this perfectly clear. So this way, moving forward into year 3 of being a full-time streamer and content creator, you guys all can understand better and more clearly what it looks like for this mission and vision to come to life, and really what it's going to look like for you guys, how you can play a role in impact, right? In the impact, because there's a lot of people who want to impact and they don't know how they can do it. Well, tonight we're going to talk about how you can do it and how you guys' support matters here on this channel. Not just talking about subs, not just talking about the viewership. There's a lot of ways you can help, right? So those are ways you can help, right? Watching the content, viewing the content helps, but there's a lot to it. All right, and we're gonna kind of dissect that and talk about it tonight. All right, yeah, I'm super excited. That's awesome. So for those of y'all who don't know what they're talking about, tomorrow I am doing my first ever workshop, a streaming and content creation workshop out here locally in Cary, North Carolina. It is basically going to be me and other people who have signed up. So far, I guess there's at least 2, which is awesome. So I'll have a couple students, a couple people locally who are interested in learning how to do what y'all see me do right here, which is streaming and making content for other mediums and other places online, really, man. So it's really awesome to be able to teach and hopefully instruct and give some tips and advice and pointers on how to do streaming and how to make content and how to do things other than just play video games, right? Like, because that's what the whole point of this tonight is, man, is to be able to talk more about this, because some people truly believe that all I do is just play video games, right? Some people think that's all I do is they're like, Justin, you just play video games for a living. Like, you literally, that's what I see is just the gaming. Like, you just play games, right? And I'm like, that's a part of it, yes. You know what I mean? I'm not going to deny it. Yes, part of my job is I get to play video games, right? Part of what I get to do is utilizing my passion for video games. Absolutely. But there's so much more to streaming than just that, right? And if you ask me anyways, you're gonna definitely know that there's so much more to it. And that's the thing, behind the mission, we're taking back the veil tonight so y'all can see behind a little bit the scenes, get to hear the heart. I have a special guest that is going to be with me tonight that you guys are going to be able to hear. You've heard this person before. You're going to be able to hear them again. But this time, I think in a different light, in a little bit of a different light. Some people may have already, some of the mods have already heard this person talk a little on some of this stuff to some degree. But tonight, it's going to be a little bit different. Today, it's going to be different. Where you guys are going to be able to hear a little bit more unpacked in maybe, what's the word? Just more vulnerable talking for you guys to hear truly what it looks like behind the mission here at the Power Up channel. So I'm really, really excited about it, man. It's going to be really, really dope. Tonight, we have a special guest, all right? And some of you know this person. Some of you, this is your first stream. This is your first time watching and hearing the Power Hour live discussions. The first time ever being in a Power Up stream or channel or visiting the YouTube content and seeing this for the first time. And so, first of all, thank you for showing up. Thank you for listening. Second of all, this person has been such a pivotal role and played a pivotal role in this entire thing with me since they came into the picture. And I honestly, man, like I cannot think of a better person, man, to literally become kind of my right-hand person in doing this outside of my wife, right? My wife is obviously my first and foremost go-to person with most everything I do. But when it comes to practically everything I do, okay, let's get that clear. My wife is my first go-to, period, right? On making moves, and if it, you know what I mean, like she's always the first person I really consult and go after to seek guidance for, to be like, hey, what do you think? How do you feel about this? I'm always pitching stuff to her. Probably half the things that she probably doesn't fully care about sometimes initially, but because she cares about me and my well-being and my heart and all of this, she is always there, right? To give me that yes and no, and to give me the critical thinking answers and responses. But this person outside of my wife has become such a pivotal portion of what it is that I do. And I want this person to be able to talk about what it is that they do with me and why they do it and where kind of everything started for them, right? And this person, she's so amazing. She's amazing, absolutely, just a beast of a mod, and just is such a support system. And not just because she gives out subs and helps support the channel in that way, but in so many ways behind the scenes and the conversations and stuff like that, man. One time we got to make some noise in the chat for Miss Weekly, guys. You guys got to make some noise for Miss Weekly in the chat. Miss Weekly, what up?
Oh my gosh, you're gonna make me cry.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I am glorious, man. I am feeling good. I am feeling rejuvenated. Today has been a heck of a day. You know what I'm saying? It's been a great day. I think we both can say that. I think it's been an incredible day.
It has been an incredible day. Absolutely.
Yeah, man. For sure. For sure. Everybody in the chat, make sure, yes, you guys are throwing it up for Miss Weeks. Let's go. Y'all, she deserves it. She absolutely deserves every bit of it, guys. 1000%. And that's why, as we talk about behind the mission, I was like, yo, who better else to have this conversation live with me on here other than Miss Weeks, all right? Absolutely. This is an absolute pleasure and an honor to have you on this bringing back of the Power Hour, Miss Weekly. To kick off the return of this thing. to have you as the first special guest. It is my honor and it is my privilege to have you on this with me, man. And I'm honored and grateful to have you on the journey. And over the past year and some change, matter of fact, put followage in the chat, Miss Weekly. Let's see how long have you been here exactly. Let's make sure we're saying this right, okay? So we can see. 11 months, so almost.
1 day.
Literally.
Literally.
Like it's literally a year. It's because you got your 1 year badge, so it's been a year because you got your 1 year badge. I see it right now. You know what I mean? Yo, Disturbed with the freaking sub. Come on, baby. What's up, bro? You got the cards? Let's go. That's what I'm talking about, bro. Thank you, Disturbed. Appreciate that. Let's get it. Let's get it. So, Miss Weekly, you have been here for literally right at about a year. You know what I mean? And tonight, I want to be able to let you kind of do more talking than me for at least the first bit of it. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of interviewing you in a sense, right?
Okay.
I want you to just kind of share some of the stuff that you even talked about today at our meeting today that we had, right? I think there's some things that you expressed there that I believe are very relevant to the conversation here today. And so when you came in 11, 12 months ago, you know, kind of what is your story with this channel? How did you know what I mean, come into this?
Right.
For the people who don't know you, right? There's a lot of people who are tuning in for the first time and that are going to watch this back on YouTube and then be like, we don't know anything. I don't know anything about Miss Weekly. I don't know anything about the Power Up channel yet. This is kind of a moment where you get to kind of share a little bit of your story and put that on display for kind of everybody to hear, but really to just kind of speak into the alley-oop almost of Behind the Mission. All right. So the floor is yours, man. My question is how did you get here? You know what I mean?
Exactly. How did I get here? So, how I got here was Contender was getting ready to have their grand opening.
Right.
And they were doing some local streamers doing interviews with them, and one of them that they did was with Travis Westfall, who I worked with his at the time girlfriend.
Shout out to Travis, man. Shout out to Travis.
Shout out to Travis. So I watched Travis's interview and I was like, cool. And then they had another interview and it was this Go Power Up, and I was like,
who's this guy? Who is that?
This guy, right? So I watched that interview and I was like, okay, he's local. I was like, you know, instead of checking out all these big names that have thousands and thousands of viewers, let's go check out this local guy.
Okay, so pause the story for a second. Pause the story. Okay, so you go on to Contender. This is on their YouTube, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're on the Contender YouTube page and you see the interview with a friend that you knew, and then you run across this random guy with a bandana on and has a beard, and you're like, what is going on? Who is this guy? What about that interview, though? Is there anything about that interview that stood out that made you dig deeper than just, oh, okay, they're cool. I got another streamer like my other friend, right?
Right. I think it was your energy. Like you were so pumped to just be talking about what you do and how you do it, and it was just like, it wasn't just like you sat there and I was like, yeah, I play, video games.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it was like you were pumped. It was like happy to be there. This is what I do, man. I love people.
Yeah.
I love playing shooter games. This is how it is. And I'm like, this is pretty cool because this is something I haven't really seen before,
Yeah.
So that's how I first got interested.
That's awesome.
So I came in and I watched a few streams, and at that time, you were dedicated Call of Duty.
Warzone was the thing at the time, for sure.
You were playing Warzone like
every day. Every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
It was either Warzone or before Black Ops came out, it was Modern Warfare, some multiplayer, but mostly it was Warzone.
Yeah, but I'd say I was, and it's weird because I never really played Call of Duty hardcore up until Warzone hit. Then all of a sudden I became like Super crazy. Hey, hold up now. UNC alum with a Prime sub. Come on, bro. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you. Let's go. Appreciate you. Let's go. 2-month streak. Thank you, UNC. Thank you. Continue. So Miss Weekly, you're right. So you found me, you saw this, you showed up in stream, and then you're like, yeah, that's, you know what I mean? Like you're kind of seeing me play Call of Duty some. Then kind of what? Yep.
So I saw you playing Call of Duty some, and I was like, man, you know, I love playing Call of Duty with my kids, but I really kind of stopped playing Call of Duty because, you know, teammates were rude, or you know,
Call of Duty players are ruthless. They're ruthless.
They are, and it's even more ruthless when you're a girl gamer.
And
then I think it's even more when you're an older girl gamer.
Yeah.
So
sure.
Everybody was like, "Oh, you won't get that here. We don't care. We play for fun. We're not that competitive," which I'm not sure if that's a true statement.
Yeah, you know. That's a debatable statement, right?
That is a debatable statement. I guess it depends particularly on the game.
Sure.
Halo, you know, it's going to be all out war. But so I was like, okay, well, I'm not really that good because I haven't played multiplayer and things like that in a long time, but I'll join in.
Right.
And so I started playing some on stream with you and whatnot, and I was really terrible at first. You
started leveling up. You started leveling up.
I did. I played more consistently, and I started actually having fun with Warzone, which surprised me because I never thought I'd have fun with Warzone.
Right.
And then I guess about 2 months after I came into the stream, I kind of had some life things fall apart.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
And so some of the backstory on that in May of 2020, I started having really bad sciatica, nerve problems with my back that led to a surgery with a fusion of my lower spine in July of 2020. And we are now September of 2021.
A year and some change later.
Still having pain, still having nerve issues. A lot of things going on.
Right.
So I had that going on at that time. I was trying to recover from that, and then the person that I have a relationship with and thought we were in a good spot decided that things weren't working out as well as he felt, and he decided that I needed to move out.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember having that conversation with you too. I think later. Yeah.
So here I am, single mom, 2 kids, nowhere to go because I'm on disability, so I have nothing.
Yeah.
And it kicked me down really hard.
For sure.
Really, really hard. And at that time, you were doing your Sunday Bible studies.
Oh yeah, we were doing that. I forgot we did that for like a good chunk of time. I think we were doing it for a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I do remember that.
Yep. And I was going to those, but I was very closed off at the time.
Sure.
I was very just down, depressed, didn't know why I wasn't good enough anymore. A lot of things.
Yeah.
And I spent a lot of time talking with you, Anomaly, Rizzo, and you guys were all there for me, and it was so positive and so engaging, and I always felt so welcomed here, and I was like, there is a reason I found this place. There's a reason.
It's good.
I love you too, and I'm
yeah, man. I do, like, thank you for your, like, feel free. I don't as much as deep, you can go as deep as you want, like, but I just don't, you know what I mean? I know it's a sensitive situation in the time that you did come here. I know there was a lot going on that none of us really knew, right? Nobody really knew until, you know what I'm saying, you felt that comforting moment to be like, open up and talk to I know me and you have been on the phone multiple times. At the beginning, there was multiple conversations. We got on the phone and we had conversation. We had talks, and I think even Summer, we did like we were video chatting with you or something. And I remember having some of those early conversations, and I know it was a very rough situation for you in the beginning, and it's definitely not probably been any easier now. I know it's still rough in moments, and
I had
for
to
sure.
move in with my oldest son because I didn't have anywhere else to go.
Mm-hmm.
My kids are living with their dad.
Yeah.
I don't get to see him as much as I'd like, but when I do, I try to spend as much time with him as I can. So it's been a stressful time for me during that period.
Yeah.
But I just can't say enough about the community and you and the message and the mission of making people feel welcome and the positivity. And because if it hadn't been for that, I don't know what I would have done, because I was at the point where like nobody cares about me anymore. I'm never gonna be good enough. I should just quit making people worry about me. I mean, I really was. It was bad.
Well,
So.
we hope. Well, and so I mean, what do you remember anything in that beginning part, right, that made you like, right, the click? Where did it click for you when you were like, you know what I mean?
It was one of your Bible studies. I know it was. But I can't remember which one, and I was gonna go back and try to to find it today, but I kind of ran out of time. I didn't think we'd be out today.
Sure.
I'm thankful for it.
Yeah.
But I never dreamed that we would stay there that long.
Right. No, yeah, for sure. For sure. It was a long meeting today, for sure.
Oh, it was, but it was so awesome. I think I smiled all the way home as I was driving 40.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful. I love to hear that. I love to hear that side of Miss. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's beautiful to see, like, a year ago, you weren't smiling a lot.
I wasn't.
And now, like, you left a meeting that you were a part of today, and then you just filled up, right? You felt so much happiness and joy in that moment. And that's awesome to know that that's what this is, like, some of this stuff is bringing you, right? To see you live in that is dope. But you said, so going back, you said that, so there was a Bible study I did, and then,
and it just, something clicked. And whatever message, and I don't know the exact message, but it just got to me. It broke me down. It made me cry. And
I'm sorry.
There I was. No. In a good way, though. In a good way. Though.
Sure.
In a way of, I am important. I am valued.
Absolutely.
I've got to see that in myself, and I didn't see it in myself. And it was, and that goes to a lot of things, because my first marriage was very emotionally and verbally abusive, and I was always told, you suck, you're fat, you're whatever. I don't want to go into there's a lot more than that, but not child friendly. So going from that relationship and then not being with anybody for 6 years because I was scared to be with anybody, to opening up to somebody that I'd known for 3 or 4 years and been together with, and then told, this isn't working out for me, we need to separate for a while, was just devastating.
Right.
But it was definitely something in one of the Bible studies that made me feel like I can go on. I can be good enough. I'm going to be okay.
Right. Wow. That's incredible, man. Thank you for sharing all of that, man. Chat, it's not easy, chat, to do what Miss Weekly just did, which is to share vulnerable moments and honest moments like that. So I personally, thank you, Miss Weekly, for sharing that. And I think that's the sentiments in the chat too, is to hear you in those moments of where you were in some of your worst moments, and then coming into the streams and finding something that gave you some hope and gave you a little bit of, it powered you up, right? Like, it gave you something that felt me.
Absolutely.
That's beautiful, man. And that's the starting point for you. And then so probably around that same time is when I noticed Miss Weeks or Miss Weekly, right? Being very, you were already doing it, but it was like constant that she was hitting me up, right? You were hitting me up to be like, hey man, like what can I do? Like, how can I help? Right? I was something, if you need anything, I got you. If you need something, I got you. And it was just like,
Yep.
but the funny thing is behind the scenes, like I had been like desperate, praying that God would like, I'm like, God, I need somebody to help me offset some of my, what feels like burdens on this, because I'm carrying a lot by myself that I feel like I'm trying to do and that I want to do, but I need somebody else with me outside. I mean, obviously I have my wife again, right? Like she's with me, but she is working another job. She's got to go. Somebody's got to be here with the kids. I need somebody that can go with me to do certain things, to help me make certain things kind of happen. Yeah. I can't do all things by myself. And so just having you say certain things like that, you were like, honestly, the first one that really was like, outside of just people saying they're there for me to talk, like, hey, if you need something, Justin, we got you. We're here to talk with you if you need it. That's great, and I need that. But to be honest, but coming in before I got into streaming, like I talked to some of you guys on a different level, but I have a couple people in my life that have already been here for me that are in places that I've built up a trust and a brotherhood with a couple guys so I have that kind of foundation outside of streaming already kind of in place to kind of go to and have places to talk and communicate. However, when it comes to like somebody that would be by my side to like really go in on, business stuff, to figure out like business things, business moves, or trying to figure out different things with the streaming stuff and like what I want to do with this and bringing the vision and carrying it with me to go to the next level, right? Like that kind of conversation. Exactly. I didn't really have somebody that could be in there to do that with me up until you reached out and kept saying you would want to help and do something to be a part of this. Like if there's anything I can do with the stream, some like outside of just being a mod, like I'm here to help if you need some help. And that's when I was like, let's talk a little bit. And so we had a conversation, and me and Miss Weeks went through it and had a couple conversations, and that turned into later Miss Weeks becoming my manager. She helps manage GoGo Power Up, aka Justin Mitchell, as a personality, as a content creator, and as a streamer. She is my person that is beside me and helping me be a second set of ears on a lot of the conversations that I go and have with people, because I think that's good to have with people, to have somebody that can be there to kind of hear, and obviously as the team grows, Lord willing, Miss Weekly won't have to do all that by herself, because it's going to continue to grow. And as things grow, you got to grow your team. And I'm just thankful and grateful to have you at the beginning of this, in the way that you've invested, not talking about financially invested, I'm talking about time invested, and just the time that you've given to support, be in the stream, talk and chat with the people in the streams. Like it has been an incredible journey to see how much you believe in the mission and the vision of this stuff, man. And that's what made me know that I wanted to ask you to like help manage some of my stuff that I needed help managing, because I couldn't do it myself, because I needed somebody that believed in this as much, if not maybe even more than I do. Because if I don't, I'm going to just do what I do, and I'm going to be the one feeling like I'm the only one who gets why I'm here, right? Like I need somebody that can see and has felt and had an experience with this stuff. And you were like, I know there's other people who have, but you were the first one that really just came out and said, sure. I want to do something about what I'm feeling. You know what I mean? And I thought that was really dope. I thought that was really cool. So fast forward, right? We're here now. This is what we're doing. We're out here, and Miss Weeks has been a part of a lot of behind the scenes pieces, emails we've been on, phone calls we've been on, meetings that we've been on, phone calls, meetings in person. So, and this is where chat, I want you guys to chime in. All right. feel free. All right. I know there's a lot of y'all listening right now, but if there's anybody who has a question, who maybe has a question for Miss Weeks that you'd like to ask her or get to know maybe something about her story or what she thinks about certain parts of, you know, what she does here as my quote unquote manager, right? She's managing me. If you have any questions, feel free to ask her or myself. All right. This is an interactive stream. All right. This is not just us having a conversation just in front of you so you can listen. We want you to partake of it and kind of ask questions and feel free to engage in the conversation with us. Like as if we were all in the same room together, right? That you have the ability to chime in and be like, say something, right? Speak up. You know what I mean? And Kung Fu Tanda said, Miss Weeks, I know we don't know each other well, but I love you too. You are the best. Yeah, man. Tanner, I hope you're doing good, bro. I appreciate you, man, being in here and being a part of the Return of the Power Hour, bro. It is a Q&A session. Absolutely. So moving forward, what are some things that you would say behind, like that we've done specifically probably over the course of this year? Because last year I think you came in probably around it was probably towards the end of last year, right?
Yeah, it was late November, December-ish time frame.
Yep. Okay. And that's when, so it's really been this first year, this year alone is your first year kind of officially on like an official labeled, not just a mod in the chat. You were now a person on the actual legit, like kind of business team, if you will. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Sure. Man. So I mean, a lot of the stuff that I do is setting up meetings, researching for places that we may or may not want to contact to try to partner up with or talk about sponsoring events. Or I mean, we just have so many ideas coming up. Y'all just don't even know what 2022 is gonna be like.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I want to talk about it so bad, but I know that we gotta wait.
Yep. Patience is key. Patience is key.
But I do a lot of that kind of stuff, scheduling those kind of things, helping Justin bounce off ideas for whether we're doing flyers or he's doing workshops. He sends me information from Twitch, and I designed a spreadsheet and put it in for him so that it shows us when we have the most viewers, what game we're playing at that time. So we can kind of keep track of like, okay, we really aren't getting a lot of people watching on, this night. Maybe we need to change the schedule up. And that kind of has influenced, instead of streaming all the time, breaking it down to, 3 days a week so that we can spend other time doing some of these other things because they do take a lot of time. I mean, for instance, we had a meeting today.
Yes, we did. A very good meeting.
11:30. It was a fantastic meeting, but we met at 11:30 and we didn't leave until almost 2:30. And I was like, oh my God, it was fantastic.
It was about 3 o'clock. Oh, yeah, it was like 2:30. Yeah.
I would have never guessed it would have lasted that long.
Yeah.
But it was awesome. So, so we have things like that. There's other things that I'm working on that I've come to Justin and said, hey, I think this would be something really cool that we can get people to, it'll talk about events and things we have going on that we can email out to our Power Up community. And he was like, yeah, that's a cool idea. So I've been working on setting up like a newsletter or something that we can do. Things that can keep the community informed, keep everybody engaged,
right?
But doing things that nobody else is doing, like the event we did at Contender, like some of the other stuff we've got coming up.
Yeah, she helps filter my ideas that I have in my head, right? The creative ideas that I end up having, or sometimes she has in her head, right? She'll have an idea, and we filter those out, but. It a lot of times is me, I need somebody to give my creative ideas to and then be like, hey, I need your help kind of bringing this to life. So it's like, you know what I mean? Because I don't really have like a lot of the time necessarily with 3 kids, a wife. Then I got to design and do certain things on it. It's like, like everything you see on the stream, I design. I designed all of this, right? Everything you see on the screen, I put together. All right. And it's like, this stuff takes time to do. And it's good to have somebody who's like dedicated to being like, hey, let me take some of this workload off of you so you can focus on some of this stuff to make that part excellent, make this stuff good. Tanda, I don't know why the gifting of sub thing is not popping up. It's weird that you gifted 2 subs. Thank you, by the way. And it's not popping up the alert, which is really weird right now. My alerts have been working. You just did gifted subs a minute ago and it was working. So I don't know what's going on. But yeah, like that's really what Miss Weeks is saying, is that there's a lot of ideas that come in and she's helped filter them and help me kind of bring them to life, or just be a part of the conversations to help make sure that I'm not just being completely duped either. You know what I'm saying? Like that I'm like, just because usually as one person, sometimes you can be overwhelmed and just get excited, especially as the person who's the streamer or I'm the quote unquote the talent, right? And I'd be like, oh yeah, let's do that. And it's like, maybe, I don't know. Let's talk about it more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of you know what I mean? Like the thing I think that with Miss Weeks right now that she does that you're able to do that, you know what I mean?
Yep. Well, and it works. And I was just saying in chat that we both are very creative, but we both come from different perspectives.
Sure.
So I'm not a streamer. I'm a gamer, but I'm
right.
not a streamer. So
right.
I don't know the ins and outs of all the streaming, but I know what it looks like on my side. And so I think it works really, really well when you talk about an idea and I can see it as if I was on the opposite side. And that way we can say, well, if you do that, this is how it might come off. Right. To somebody watching the stream. And so that works. I think that works really, really well for us.
Yeah.
Not only said I'm the voice of reason.
She is the voice of reason sometimes, man, where I may have an idea but the thing is there's voice of, I think our relationship as friends and as partners in this is that I act that same thing for her sometimes, where it's like she'll have an idea, I'm like, maybe not, you know what I mean? I don't know. And like, and that's, you know what I mean? And but ultimately like there's obviously like this is my baby, right? I started the Power Up channel. This is still Justin, like 100% my vision and stuff like that. Miss Weekly understands that. She gets that it's like, oh, like, okay, I know this is Justin's thing. I get that. And it's not like that. And it's not even like a power trip thing for me that I feel like I have to have power over everything, but it is a thing to understand, like just understanding, like if somebody were to create something, right? Like this is their thing. Like if they want to do that, that's cool. And Miss Weekly gives me that freedom to do that and doesn't just come in and be like, okay, now that I'm your manager, this is what you're going to do. And this is how it's going to go. And da 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 da. And it's like, well, I mean, I thought, you know, as the creative person this is my talent. As the talent, like that's like pretty much like if I'm a music artist, right? Which I am, right? But if I was doing an album and I've been making music kind of, you know what I mean? And then you get somebody to come in and just completely tell you, you're not making this type of music anymore. You're going to do this. And it's like, wait a minute, like that's now it's taking away, sucking out my creativeness, my freedom to be creative. Right. And that would be polar. That would be completely messed up in the rhythm of things. And I think honestly, if we're honest, most other streamers, if you're watching this, you're a creative. I think anybody who's creative does something. If you do what you do, and then somebody comes in and just takes complete control of it, then it messes your vibes up, and it comes off disingenuous to the rest of the world too, because they can tell that it's not you. They'll be able to read that. Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. And I think Miss Weekly, what you have done is a good job of balancing that. Is like, look, like I'm not here to run the show. I'm not here to take over and take your creativity away. But what I am doing is helping filter.
Step in a row.
What's that? What'd you say?
I said I just want to keep all the ducks in one
Yeah,
spot.
yeah, and just make sure like and the thing is Miss Weekly knows the mission and the vision. She knows what I tell you guys, and if anything I say, she's basically holding me accountable, guys. That's really what it is. She is my person to outside of her and Summer are the two people that are gonna, you know, and a couple other people, right, that I have in my life, but two of the main ones are Miss Weekly and Summer that are telling me like, yo, like, and I'm sure Brizzo and Anomaly, you guys have been here you guys have been here for a long time, and you guys have been here. 5-0, a lot of guys who know what I've been saying on stream and on cam. You guys have heard this community. Anybody who watches this, you guys know what my heart is to do. And if my content starts to wean and my actions and things start to maybe wean a little bit left or right, there are going to be people that are going to probably call me out on that, right? And that's what Miss Weekly is the closest to me to do, that she can help speak into things to be like, look, maybe just for sakes and argument purposes, right? Just to kind of make an example is like, if somebody in chat, chat's blowing up, there's a lot of people in stream and stuff's happening for a couple months, and we're like, man, why is chat acting like there's a problem with the community, or like people are talking this way about whatever? One or two things is gonna happen. Either Miss Weekly is gonna be like, look, like those people are just, they're not seeing it for what it really is, and they're just kind of acting out on some just kind of hate stuff. And then there's gonna be people that are like genuinely concerned because of the state of the community and being like, man, like you're making decisions now that are kind of counterintuitive to the mission, right? And that's what we don't want to do, right? We want to make sure that we're staying on what this is supposed to be about. And having Miss Weekly be someone who was impacted, she came from the community, she's been a part of the community, she believes in what this is, she's experienced it. So now as we move forward, if there's anything that happens where I'm making moves that are outside of that, you best believe between my wife and Miss Weekly and probably 5-0 and some other people, they're going to call me out and be like, yo, like, what are you doing right now?
I'm just going to let all of y'all know right now, I apologize deeply, but Justin will not be doing any hot tub streams. I'm so sorry.
I'm just going to say this right now, chat. I am not going to do a hot tub stream, but there may be something that's not a hot tub, but another kind of tub stream that might have to happen if you're lucky. I'm not gonna give it away because Miss Weekly don't even know about this idea yet. All right, so we're gonna she just you guys got.
I don't know everything, y'all.
Yeah, because but that's the thing. Like sometimes I keep things from Miss Weekly because I want to keep her surprised. I love surprising you guys at home, and I love surprising the people around me. And I like sometimes being able to be like, ooh, this is gonna be fun, and it just makes it fun because Miss Weekly is just as much as she is like a manager to me and a you know what I mean, a right hand person in this. She is also very much invested into the chat and the stream. So she is just like everybody else. She's not out here trying to make herself feel separate. She's engaged in the chat. She's a part of this community. She's not just stepping in as a logistic fill-in role. She's like, this is what I'm here. Like I'm a part of this, just like everybody else. So it's good to have her get excited about things from a fan or a viewer's perspective, right?
Exactly.
That's true. Because I want you to keep that. I think that makes it fun.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Because then then one day you'll be like, man, I miss the days, man. I miss it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, no. It's cool. But I will say he does cave in every now and again, like when the new stuff was coming out. The new emotes and bits and all that stuff. I happened to be at the house the day before you were going to do it on stream, and you were like, "Can I show you this?"
Yeah. I mean, and then she does have perks of being in her position. That's true. There are perks. There are little things for sure. She gets to babysit the kids. You know what I'm saying, and help hold them. She's actively wanting to do that all the time, and I feel bad because I know you've been going through so many issues and side issues, and I'm like, me and Summer be like, yeah, but she wasn't feeling good this week, and like what like we don't want to like risk anything hurting you any more than that, you know what I mean?
A lot of times though, just talking with the girls or hanging out with the girls or babysitting with the girls
probably makes you feel better
about my back.
That's true,
because I don't even think about it.
That's true. I can see that.
Afraid to ask me, so.
Well, man, we be careful what you wish for, because so outside of you know all the perks and stuff that come with being where you're at, right? The things you do get to do and the things you get to see, like we got to go to a meeting today that we can't really talk about. You get to be kind of on the inside of some of this stuff, and you know other things a little bit before the community does, which is that's a benefit, right? That you know, we've made that clear to amongst the other mods. We've told everybody else, like, yo, like, because some people were like, why is Miss Weekly get to? And so I was like, okay, we gotta talk about this. We need to make this known. We need people to know why this is the way it is. You know what I'm saying? And Anomaly said, when's the Dorito hot tub stream? So I forgot. I made a joke, and I think I told Anomaly when him and Tiffany were over. I did say something to him about I had an idea. And okay, so might as well just let the cat out the bag. All right. So here's what it is.
Oh my gosh.
Here's what it is. All right, chat. This is what we're gonna try to do. Okay. Probably next month for Halloween. Okay. If we reach the goal of a sub goal, right?
Okay.
My goal is to go buy one of the kiddie pools, plastic kiddie pools, and I'm going to fill it with Doritos. And I'm going to do a live in-house Dorito tub stream. And I'm going to be eating Doritos on cam. Licking Doritos. Dude, Brizzo, if you come down here dressed as Bob Ross and feed me Doritos, I will shake your hand, and that'll be the most goated thing of 2021, hands down.
Oh my gosh.
No, Anomaly said he said, let's go. I'm dressing up as a Dorito. No, that's an absolute no. That's a heck no. Yeah. No, but that means
cheese and I'll do Cool Ranch.
Hey, look, man, that's weird because I'm licking Doritos. I ain't trying to lick nobody. That's weird. No way, y'all crazy. This gone too far.
Now we gone too far. Oh my God.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. People on YouTube right now, you guys are probably watching this like, what in the heck? Like, this dude over here talking about licking Doritos. He got people from his chat wanting to dress up as Doritos. Like, what is... Oh man, like this, you know, he talked about a Bible. He had a Bible study earlier. Now this dude's over here like, what? Trying to lick people, dress up as Doritos. This is weird. This done got really weird. He said, "Oh, Brizzo, that's perfect." He said, "Ain't no mistakes, just happy little accidents." Oh, that's freaking hilarious, bro. That is freaking weak.
Deal with y'all.
Jeez, that's so funny, man.
That's funny.
But
the Bob Ross, I don't know. I'm kind of digging that.
The what?
For Brizzo.
Oh, dude, if he's Bob Ross and like feeding me Doritos, that would be hilarious, bro.
That would be hilarious.
Bro, that would make for content for days.
Oh my God.
All right, well, wow. Brizzo, if you want to do it, man, get your Bob Ross costume. Let me know if you get it. We can make it happen, bro.
Oh my God.
Chibi said, I'm gonna watch that and eat Cool Ranch.
There you go.
There you go. Everybody crack your Doritos open. We're having a Dorito pool party. That's what's happening.
Pool party.
That's so funny, man. So yeah, that's something that's coming around the pipeline, guys. I'm seriously, I told Summer I would do it. I was like, if I set a sub goal and say, all right, yo, we hit this, I'm doing a Dorito on the whole stream will be nothing but Doritos and in a pool with music being played in the background. And it'll be great.
Oh, poor Sunny G.
Bro, this is about to go down. We will have to figure out the date. Oh, that's so freaking funny, man.
Wow.
But back to the conversation, back to the point. Let's yeah, you're good. We're gonna try to wrap this thing up. Right, we're right at about almost about an hour into the conversation, which makes it the power hour, right? We try to stay around an hour 30. You know what I mean? Like max. I would like to try to keep it within that hour frame. But Some conversations, obviously, they go over, but
it's all good.
Yeah. And so in this stuff, guys, like all the conversations we're having right now about the Power Up channel, about everything that's happening in this community, I want y'all to know this, okay? The goal here, and I said this earlier to in our meeting today.
Yep. That
I feel like to put it in like kind of a metaphor and to kind of illustrate it for you in a sense, not maybe a metaphor, but an illustration, if you will, is that I feel like I live on an island. I'm on this island, right? Of what this is me. I'm on this island. This island represents Justin, right? And on island Justin, right? On the island Go Power Up, this is where we're at. This is where I'm at. And I feel like I have 3 bridges that I'm trying to bridge communities and cultures, right? I'm a part of 3 big community groups and culture groups that I am very well versed in and a part of. And I want to bridge those gaps because I feel like from the outside world and from a lot of vantage points, sometimes the average person and most people feel like these 3 areas cannot coexist or kind of cohesively intersect. And those 3 things are this. The first is hip hop culture. All right. I am before I was a streamer, I was a hip hop artist, an MC. I'm a lyricist. I love to write. I love to rap. I love to perform. I love to embody. That's the culture I was around for a very long portion of like my upbringing, everything. Like I was very much involved in that. All right. So hip hop culture is a part of me. And I feel like I try to represent some of that as well in what I do because it plays a big part in who I am, right? And so hip hop culture is one, but before that, before I was even into music like that, it was gaming. I got into gaming as a kid, and so gaming culture. I've always been a gamer. I've been a gamer since I was like 4 years old, right? So gaming, and then lastly, my faith, right? As a Christian and as a believer, right? These 3 things make up who I am. And for the longest time, I never felt like I could like be either one. I felt like I always had to choose. I felt like I always had to pick which one I was in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like I had to pick if you're a Christian, you're going to be a pastor, you're going to be this, you're going to be these, this is kind of your box. This is your lane. And but it was like, I don't feel like that fits my mold 100%. Like I feel like there's more to me than that. And if I do this, then I'm cut off from, I feel like any of the other things that made me, right? And then, as a hip hop artist, right? As a rapper, I felt like it was like, you're just going to be a rapper and like your gaming stuff. Like I can't really talk about that super heavy. My gaming, nerdy, geeky side of me, I can maybe make a punchline or rap a certain like couple lines of maybe throw in a little sprinkle about a game or whatever and let little highlights flash before people that, they can some people would understand it that if they were like nerds or geeks about the things that I'm a nerd and geek about, then they would relate to that line or that bar that I wrote. So it was like, that's as far as I felt like for a long time that I could go in my music to show that side of myself. So I felt like that's kind of the box I had to fit in as an MC and as a rapper. And then over here, in the gaming side, it was, if I'm a gamer, my options to do this and to make a living for myself, whatever, it doesn't matter. Like if I'm gonna be a gamer, I have to be a gamer that is either I'm gonna be as competitive as I was. I gotta be on an esports team. I gotta get really good and I gotta become the best. And then that is how I'm going to make it as a gamer, right? I've got to do that. And then over on, I guess if I wasn't that good, then I'd have to try to create games or I'd have to work behind the scenes and design a game, right? And it's like, but I didn't want to do that either. You know what I mean? To be real, I wanted to go pro in video gaming. There was a season in my life where I thought I wanted to try and do that. But after this last segment with Gears 5 and stuff like that, where I was on an esports team locally and that was cool and it was a fun run, But I realized like that's not that's I don't think that's not enough. That's not what I'm feeling. And that so the beginning part of my stream was thinking I might go into trying to be like doing pro level gaming esports type stuff. And I have a absolute passion for competitive gaming as much as I do for like competitive hip hop, like battle rap. I love battle rap. It's very vulgar and it's very crazy and it's very over the top, but I love it because it's competitive. It's not really that like the stuff they say isn't always. It's just like the trash talk you see guys do on video games. Guys in the competitive scene are loud. They're talking crazy to each other, and you're like, oh my god, these guys are about to fight. And sometimes they might. But most of the time, they're just saying that to get under your skin. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way that stuff works out. But so I've always battled these three arenas in my mind of like, how can I do these things that make me me, and one, make a living off of it to be able to try and provide for my family because I want to, and and another thing outside of that, I just want to help people. I love people. I love talking with people. I love having real conversations. So I'm like, when I found streaming, guys, when I got into doing this, I began to really find my purpose. Like 100%. I literally feel like I am in my lane here. I feel like I am where I'm supposed to be because in here, on this island, I'm able to set up the bridges to bridge these gaps. So now I can go into hip hop. And I can go into my hip hop bag here and it's accepted, right? People literally on here understand like, okay, he's a rapper. And then you hear me do it and you're like, oh, yeah, he really is a rapper because he can really actually rap. Then it's like, okay, and he's really a gamer. He really plays games. He's not terrible at the games he plays. He knows a little bit about what he's talking about. Okay, we get that. Then it's like, okay, he's a Christian. We get that because we see these things about him. Okay, this all lines up and I can do all that here and it's freaking beautiful and I absolutely love it and I'm thankful and grateful for you guys at home that watch this and allow me to have this type of platform. And that's why it's important, okay? Understand this. This is the wrapping it all up and bringing it back around, and I'm gonna let Miss Weekly close it out. Okay. And what I want to say is this, is that when you guys support, when you see Miss Weekly gift the subs that she gifts, even when she is probably not supposed to probably gift as many as she may gift, understand that it's deeper than that. You heard her story earlier, right? There's reasons why certain people and why other people are gifting into this small community. It's not because they feel obligated and I don't want you guys to feel pressured or feel whatever, but know that your financial support, like you guys, most of you have other jobs. You guys work somewhere else. This is what I do. Okay, this is what I do to help pay bills for my family and to build something up so my kids will have a future and the next generation that comes after me. The end goal in this is so much bigger than streaming, and not even the end goal. The goal right now, everything the meeting we had today, as a matter of fact, I'm not out meeting with other streamers. I'm meeting with other people that are in other fields that are going to help me live this out right here on my shirt. To impact. Okay. That's my goal. My goal is to meet and impact the gaming culture, hip hop culture, Christian culture, all of that, right? Just culture as a whole. And Anomaly, thank you for the 5 gifted, bro. Appreciate you. Let's go. Love you, bro. And those of y'all who did give 5 gifted today, man, I'm going to go back through. So Tanda and Anomaly, we do have some Dragon Ball Super cards to let you guys pick from tonight. We have a stack, okay? So be sure to stick around and we'll get you those after the power hour, bro. We got you. So yeah, like it literally means the world to me, right? Because I if I'm not doing a graphic design, like this is how I do make my money, right? And I don't like to talk about money. I'm not trying to make that the point. But what I am trying to let y'all know that your guys' understanding about what it is that I'm doing and what I'm trying to do within the culture of gaming, streaming, and beyond Like, know that there is a beyond, because the stuff that we're doing goes outside of just this camera. Y'all see me do, like, we just did a back to school bash, had a bunch of kids show up, and we're physically meeting them. We're talking with kids and parents, and these kids are getting to hear and experience the same message that you guys are receiving here. And because they're going to come back here. They're going to come back to this. Those same people that have been at the contender events, most of them have showed up back in the chats.
That's right.
That's an impact. So you guys, sacrificing some of your monthly income to support what it is that I do is absolutely freaking incredible. I cannot thank y'all enough. You know what I'm saying? And because it allows me to keep doing this stuff. Real talk. Like, me doing this, it does take money to do what I'm doing, right? It does take money, because what y'all don't understand is that maybe some of y'all don't understand. I can't say everybody, but what people don't know is that because I'm trying to go outside with this, in order for me to bring the presentation of what this is and the excellence that I want to do it in, and the professionalism that I'm trying to bring it to, it does require me to bring some income to the table so I can have a great presentation to bring other people into what it is that we're doing and make them stop in their tracks and be like, wait a minute, what is that? Who is this? Who is this guy? And then they stop and they get to see the community. They get to experience a tangible experience with it, and then hopefully show up in the chats and then be impacted by the same thing that maybe you at home have been impacted by, that Miss Weekly has been talking about, that she got impacted by. Right. That's what this is about. So behind the mission is for you guys, the whole conversation point in this is so you guys understand that, your guys' support, I want y'all to know where your money's going to, right? For those of y'all who are deciding, and you don't have to do that, man. I don't want y'all to feel like you have to support financially. You don't have to. Your viewership means a lot, 100%, because viewers matter. You know what I mean? You guys watching. But for those of you who are able to support and do that, and maybe you're like, man, I haven't supported really at all. Maybe I want to. Man, I challenge you to do that, because, man, like I do need to continue to do what I'm doing. I've got to be able to do that, right? And so your guys' sacrifice helps me while I'm sacrificing time with my kids and doing stuff, going out to meetings and trying to network with people and build relationships with people in my community and do all that so I can further reach the local impact. Because I said that today. My goal is I want to take over North Carolina. I want to see North Carolina become Power Up City, where everybody knows like what's going on with this community and they know what the heck is happening. And then next thing you know, it's like, but it starts here. It starts in a home, at the community, what we've been doing. I don't want people to be like, I blew up, and now because I blew up somewhere, now all of a sudden now I want to try to help the community and be this Mr. Good Guy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like, no, I have like 15 people, less than 20 people in my chat right now. I'm showing up when there's 10 people in my chat all week. When there was 5 people. Like, this is what I do, right? And so I want people to understand that what you're giving to and what you're supporting when you're here as a viewer, when you're giving out gifted subs, what you're doing is you're letting other people know, hey, come back. When you gift a sub to somebody, you're telling them, look, you're loved. We want to make you feel this, and we want you to come back to this community and be a part of this experience that's impacting and so much bigger than just gaming when you're here. That is what we're doing, guys. So understand that the stuff you're going to see coming out in the future, where we're planning to be and where we're planning to go with this, is going to be a lot of stuff off cam too. Like, just again, for instance, this weekend, all right, we had a meeting today with somebody, again, it has nothing to do with streaming, was not a content creator. They were somebody that is of influence in a whole different area, in another different arena, that is impacting families and kids and children. And they want us to be a part of something huge, really big stuff that potentially is just like a very big impact in our local backyard out here in Raleigh, Durham, in the Triangle area. tomorrow I'm able to go and do what I'm doing tomorrow, teaching a workshop to up and coming. I get to pour into the next generation of content creators and streamers. I get to help teach them how to do what it is that I do, that I've spent the past 12 plus 13 years, 15 years learning how to do. What you see today is not something that happened like that for me. I learned how to do some of this stuff through my music career and my journey, and then turning it into what you guys see now, right? This is still a long process for me. I've been working low key at this stuff for 15 years. And, you know, my music stuff was one thing and I let that go for several years, and now I'm finding streaming. But I'm able to give a lot of that knowledge and wisdom that I learned on the road, and a lot of places I had to pay to go to. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I learned a lot about stuff in Austin, Texas, being at a conference and being around other industry people. And I had to get into that. And when I got there was like big name people, Diddy and all these other hip hop well-known people that some of y'all may know or may not know, right? So, but being in the rooms of these people, listening in on conversations from these people of influence, helped me understand how to navigate a lot of what it is that I do right now. And I get to go and pour that into people starting tomorrow, which is freaking crazy. You know what I'm saying? And then Sunday, right? You guys saw my announcement on social media. I put it on social media. I'm going to be at Hope Church out here in North Carolina with a guy that is from Jersey, moved out here 2 years ago. Shout out to DJ Wado, great dude. And we get to, he invited me to come in. He is the high school pastor now of like just kind of over the high school kids there at Hope Church. And he invited me to come in and speak with him, not speak like I'm preaching, but I get to sit. We're going to set up 2 couches on a stage, and I get to sit down and just like we're sitting in my living room. And we're just going to have questions, and he's going to ask me questions about what it is that I do and allow me to help other kids, right? The next generation hear more of my story as a person and as a man, but also as a streamer and as a creative. How are you using your gifts and your abilities to make a difference? Because this is not many people are doing what you're doing. What is it that you're doing? So I get to go and do that. So when y'all see me, like, and I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna tell you 100%. I'm not getting paid for this. Let me just tell you that. Okay. So for those of y'all who may be on the back of your mind, like, yeah, but how much are they paying you to come in? $0.
Nada.
$0. I'm getting nothing to go there on Sunday. Nothing. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all, when y'all support here like this with subs and helping me meet these goals, it's not just because I want money for me. It's so I can continue to pour in and make up for some of the stuff that I'm doing for free. So I can continue to do some of those moments for free. Now, that doesn't mean all the stuff I'm doing is going to be for free. No, because my time is valuable. All right. I'm not looking at this and being like, I made that mistake in my 20s. I'm not making that mistake now. I know my worth and I know the knowledge and the wisdom I do have. And as this is my job, I'm treating it like that. So when I go and I'm being asked to do certain things, sometimes I'm going to have to be like, yo, you know what I mean? I need to be compensated for my time, straight up. But there are going to be, you know what I'm saying? Like moments where sometimes you just don't do it for the money, right? You do it because you love it. Yeah. And you do it because I genuinely have a heart for people. And I'm going to come out, like when he was like, bro, I can't pay you anything to come out. And I'm like, bro, I'm not even thinking about it. You're right down the street from me. It'd be different if it was a 5-hour drive and you're telling me to come for free. That's different. We got to have a different conversation at that point.
Sure.
But when we're talking about you're in Cary, I'm in Morrisville, it's about a 20-minute drive. Nah. And you're a guy I know really well, bro, say less. I'm coming. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, that's just, I really wanted to get that off my chest because I really wanted y'all to hear, because for a minute, I feel like there's just some things y'all need to know about what it is that I do. And I think other streamers that may be listening to this and other people need to know what some of this stuff looks like for me. And it may not look like this for everybody, and I don't expect it to. Everybody's journey is different. Everybody has a different story. Everybody has a different mission or a different vision for their brand or for what they want to do. But for the power up stuff is like, yes, we game. And we will continue to game because I'm a gamer. And we're going to play games. And we're going to probably play a lot of competitive shooter stuff. And I'm going to be involved in some of those scenes to some degree because I love to do them. So you will see me connected in those arenas like Contender Esports and doing competitive little tournaments and maybe even commentating for some of those. Maybe, I don't know. Like there's a lot of different things happening behind the scenes that may or may not happen. We're still up in the air with some of it, but those things are being talked about, right? But I want my hand in it because I enjoy it. You're going to see me rap. Why? You're going to see me drop music. Why? Because that's what I love to do, right? I'm going to do that. And you're going to see me talk about my faith. You're going to hear me talk about that. You're going to see me continuously point back to where I get my hope from because it's not found in myself. It's been found in something bigger than me. I draw all of this to point back to Jesus at the end of the day because that's what saved my life. Not just a church. It wasn't a church service. It wasn't none of that. It was a real thing for me. You feel me? Like it was a real experience that I had. And that's why I flew out to Texas. I flew out to Texas to help a friend. I spent money that you guys, right? You guys help pretty much get me to Texas in a sense. Some of that money went to help get me to Texas, if I'm honest. And me getting to Texas meant I was able to sit down with a friend who for 10 years has been going through hell. And I haven't seen him. He was my college roommate. I haven't seen him since college, really. And I've watched him go through a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And thank you, Miss Weeks, for the bits. I literally was like, yo, like, I'm going to go. Summer was like, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want to do? And I said, you know what? I really don't have anything I want for my birthday. I feel like I have everything I really want physically. Like, as far as like material things, I'm good. Like, I don't need anything. But what I want, if I could pick something I want to do, it's something I've been wanting to do for years. And that's go out to Texas and be with my friend who I haven't seen. And he was like my best friend in high school. And that's why we went to college together. And we used to rap together. We used to rap on stage together. He was my first like stage buddy. We used to get on stage and rap, and we made music together. And he produced my first album. Most of my first album I did. And since then, he fell off and just went on. A lot of stuff happened in his life. A lot of wrong choices. A lot of things that just he had to go through and grow through. But at the end of the day, like me going out to Texas was me being able to go out there and invest into his life. We didn't really go do anything other than we watched a movie. We watched Shang-Chi or whatever it's called. We watched that.
Okay.
Super good movie, by the way. Shameless plug to Marvel.
Right.
But we watched that movie, and then, and I got to hang out with his son and his nephew and, whatever. And then, like, we had talks on his porch practically the entire time.
That's so awesome.
So my trip and my birthday was spent loving on my best friend who's going through crap, man. And it got to happen because I get to live out what I freaking love to do, which is love on other people. And you guys are allowing me to use gaming, hip hop, my faith, all of that here. And your guys' support allows me to go and do things like that where I can just be like, you know what, Summer, I'm going to use some of this money and I'm going to go see my best friend. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what I want y'all to understand, man. I want y'all to understand how this stuff really is. You know what I'm saying? And it is a blessing and an honor. Brizzo said, getting a life-changing job, I'll finally be able to financially support the channel more. I'm glad dude, Brizzo, that I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you every month doing a Prime sub, every month giving just a regular sub, like any of that. It doesn't matter how many you give or what you do, but the fact that even if you just choose to do it means something, right? I'm not, and that's like, I'm not trying to make everybody feel like they have to give, but what I just want people to understand, I want people to understand that what this community is doing far precedes the gaming stuff. And I mean that. When you hear me say it, I want y'all to know this. So that's why I'm having this conversation with you guys tonight, is to really just get y'all up to speed and give you a better behind the scenes look into things and allow you to have a better, what's the word, man? I guess a better understanding and how you maybe choose if you want to, right? Because it's hard to choose on what, if like, I'll just, I'll do this, but I feel like giving this or whatever, but that's good. This is fine or whatever. But sometimes it's man, if you know really what's going on with something, it can maybe make it easier for you to understand, to be like, man, you know what? Maybe I do want to do more because this is awesome. And I want to be a part of something like that. And if that's how you feel, I want to give you that opportunity, because I don't want to hide stuff from you. I want y'all to know verbatim what it is that I do and what I'm doing and what I'm aiming to do. So then you have a clear conscience on being able to make a decision on what you want to do in your and how you support, right? So that way there is nothing hiding behind the scenes. And then 10 years down the road, you're like, well, daggone, Justin, I wish you would have told me you were doing that stuff. Because if you would have told me, I probably would have done that. I probably would have helped out, every month doing a little more or whatever. And I'm like, man, I don't want to be the guy and the streamer who's just asking for money, because it's not what I'm doing. So please don't hear that this way. That's not what I'm doing. I am clearly trying to just educate everyone with this video, with this Power Hour conversation. And that's why I have Miss Weekly on, because she knows, because she's behind the scenes. She gets a lot of that, right? So it's like, these are moments for y'all to hear that maybe you don't get to hear enough of, or get to hear and see, and then be like, man, okay, man, and I want y'all to feel good about being a part of this community too. I want y'all to feel like, man, I love this community, and because I do, genuinely, I love doing this, man. I love getting on and firing up my stream every single time that I do this. Absolutely means so much to me, because I would be lost and I would be a mess if I was not, my creativeness. I'm such a creative person at heart. I'm such a creative that I would be not lost, but I would be definitely just dragging, because I know there's so much more inside of me than just working in the mundane sales job I was in. You know what I mean? And
Right.
and some people that people find value in that, and they love that. And we need those people. If you're those people, if you work at somewhere else and you work another job, don't feel like I'm discrediting that, because it's not it. Do that, because we need people to work at the grocery stores. Lord Jesus, we need that. You know what I mean? We need doctors. We need people who are in other fields. But we also need people of influence in entertainment that can be in this type of area, in this type of space, and go in and impact the culture and do something different. And that's what I feel like this is. And that's what this community is doing. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to shut up, because I could talk about it all freaking day. Because I'm genuinely passionate. Y'all can hear it in my voice, man. I'm so passionate about this stuff. Straight up. Phoenix said, I'm curious, what headphones do you have? I have the Astro A40s, Phoenix. I know the mission, and that's why I'm happy I could help support more than one way. Absolutely, Brizzo. Absolutely, bro. So Miss Weekly.
Yes.
I'm gonna let you close out, man. Any closing okay. Statements from you? Anything you want to add to it? You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yeah. I'm not gonna talk too long. I just want to piggyback a little bit on what you said, because I know you went back and forth with this about how you didn't want to seem like a streamer begging for money or begging for subs. And we talked about that, and I think you came off exactly how you felt like you wanted to come off, is that you just want everyone to know there is a value, there is an end to the means. It's not you making all this money. It's not you paying me. I don't get paid to do what I do.
Right.
I don't. I'm not one day when this is really, really big, I will be an employee of the Go Power Up brand. But
absolutely.
right now, I'm not there. So everything I do is for free. I drove an hour one way just to go to that meeting today.
Right.
You
Right.
know, I left my house at 10:30 and I got back home this afternoon at 3:30.
Yep.
I didn't get paid for none of that.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm sorry, by the
what
way.
I got was the impact that we are going to have
Yes.
on our community. Because it is going to be unbelievable. Like, you guys just don't even know.
Yes.
And that's, you know, I just cannot wait until we can say, this is what we are doing. This is what we are a part of. Look
Yeah.
at what you have allowed us to do. And with, you know, your donations or your subs or your gifted subs. And if you can't even do that, because I know we got a lot of younger crowd in here too, share it on social media. That is one
Man,
of the
yes.
best things anybody
Share
can do.
it up. Share it up, man. Come on.
Share.
Yes.
Share the stream.
Sharing is caring.
Put it-
Sharing is caring.
Absolutely. Put it on your Facebook. Put it on your Instagram.
Yes.
Put it on your Twitter. Any of that. Tell your friends. Whatever. Buy the merch. Wear it. Tell people about it, because that's word of mouth and real life experiences. Like
Yep.
what we came on and did tonight is what pulls and draws other people in.
100%.
So that is huge to do as well. So I just wanted to piggyback on that. But lastly, I just want to say that I love the Power Up community. I love you guys. I am so blessed and honored to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And to be not only a friend with Justin and his family, but with everybody else in the community. And I'm just truly honored to be a part of this mission that's going to be so much bigger than anybody can ever imagine. And, one of the things I actually used to go to Hope, and one of the things they always would say is you have to change local before you can go global.
Facts.
And so
Facts.
we are getting ready to change the triangle. We are going to do things that
Come on, Miss Weekly. Come on now.
And it is just going to be so impactful. It is going to blow y'all's minds.
Dude.
1,000%.
Let's go. Talk that talk, Miss Weekly. Talk that talk right now. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all hear that? Come on. We are going to impact local and then go global. That's what it is.
We are doing it.
1,000%. 1,000%. Anomaly, I just seen you. Thank you for the $10 dono, bro. Thank you. Come on, bro. Come on.
Oh, my goodness. But I love you guys. I'm honored to be here. I'm blessed to be here.
Yeah.
I'm just as passionate, I think, as Justin about this mission and where we're going and how we're going to get there. And if you guys have any ideas or suggestions, or you want to know more,
yeah.
I'm always free to talk to anybody.
Same. And I mean, and I would say, yep. Message either of us.
Whatever.
Absolutely. And I feel like we're pretty, I mean, obviously there's some things we can't always talk about. Can't give away every secret in the book. You can't give away everything. But
I talk so bad about today.
I know. There's a lot, man. But you know what I mean? Like, we are an open book. We are not trying to hoard information from you guys. This is something we want to be personable and vulnerable with. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, 100%, man. 100%. So guys, thank you guys for tuning in to the Power Hour live conversation. I greatly appreciate you guys. Tonight was awesome. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. You guys are amazing. The Power Up fam is strong. And the last thing I'll say is, man, it is exactly what Miss Weekly said, is local focused, then global focused. All right. We're focusing local, but we're also focusing global at the same time. But the focus is mainly here. We're focusing on home turf first and then out from there, man. So you guys are helping us impact the state of North Carolina and the city that we're in here in the triangle, and how we're going to make a difference here. And that's going to just spread out, and it's just going to impact greatly, man. So I love you guys, man. Make sure you power yourself up, power up those around you, and go out into the world and make a difference. That is what this channel is all about. So if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, give this thing a big thumbs up, keep the algorithms pumped up. I appreciate you guys. And until next time, I love y'all, and we'll catch you guys later, man.